afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Yeah, so moving on to today's video. Remember that this channel is a channel that celebrates informers. We do believe that informers must live and every killers must go straight to the departure lounge. We don't even believe in prison because if you take a life of someone willfully, without justification, that's where you should belong. The same rights that you want, that's the same rights that your victim supposed to enjoy. So, moving on to today's video. Yes, I have stated before and I'll say it again. The worst kind of police officers that I hate are the political activists. The ones who are in uniform, or who are in uniform but they are not police officers, they are political activists. And I've received certain information, and this is coming straight from the horse's mouth. As I said before, I don't do things because I want nobody to like me. I'm just going to speak truth to power. That's the kind of person I am. You have heard me speak about SSP Steve McGregor, former SSP Steve McGregor. And it's really disheartening to learn of some information about him. Recently, that happened September 5th at the National Stadium. That's 2 days after the general election and the Jamaica Labour Party, soundly beat the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, in which he was a member of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. And surprisingly, during the election, same Steve McGregor was walking around with a known murderer out there in Kingston Central Police area. Yes, and even that, I don't live in Jamaica and I am not on the ground there. But that's based on information received and obtained from credible sources, police and even people in our communities that he was traveling with this boy. He knows who I'm talking. As I said before, I don't do things because I want people to like me. I just want a better Jamaica. Most people who have known about this, that what happened, they keep hush. Most of you don't even know that the disrespect against the Prime Minister, a disturbing display of political bias by former SSP Steve McGregor towards the Prime Minister on September 5th at the National Stadium. Yes, Steve McGregor, SSP Steve McGregor, had given orders to people who are part of the security team to lock out the Prime Minister out of the National Stadium, and they had used some very disrespectful words to characterize the Prime Minister. And based on his utterance, you can know that he has a deep disdain for the Prime Minister. And if I'm just going to say it as it is, and if he could get the Prime Minister killed without any repercussion, he would have done it. Because that's how much this man hate the Prime Minister. I didn't know that this man was a political activist. I hate police officers who are like this. Steve McGregor don't have any secret for me because I am not a thief in police. And it's really disheartening to hear all of these things. Several police officers who have worked with him, they have said certain things about him, and even criminals that that affiliate with George Flash and Tony Brown up there in Warwick Hill. They have said things about him, and I did not release it. I'm going to be frank. I did not release it. I did not release what they had said. Yes, I did not release it. I had spliced the video in which Renita Adams was involved in all of these things. But now all of these things that come to the fore, you have to call it as it is, a spade. As I said before, I don't do things because I want people to like me. Number one, as I said before, most of these people who are affiliated to criminals, they themselves not going to do things, and they'll get people to do it because they are cowards. I can tell you, in the entire time that I know Steve McGregor and I police force, I have never been to any scene or heard him involved in any shooting. So the man are not a bad police and them thing there. But so them connected with criminals. As you understand. Big time. I have never, during my entire life, I have people, I know all kind of people. No criminal can ever say I give them gunshot, or give them gun, or give them any form of protection, or anything like that. None. On September 5th, 2025, the Reggae Boys made the nation proud with a 2-0 victory over Trinidad and Tobago in the CONCACAF World Cup qualifying at the National Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, patriots of Jamaica, gather close, because what I'm about to tell you is not easy. It's a matter of national disgrace and deliberate disrespect. Even at the very office of the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the most honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Walnes. The Prime Minister can't, well, I don't know if the Prime Minister know, but him can't come out and say if I am lying, because I don't tell lies on people. It was a day of celebration. Daily, Ty Kadamar Terry scored his maiden goal, and Jonathan Russell sealed the deal. The crowd roared, the flags waved, and the spirit of Jamaica was alive. But behind the joy, a darker act was taking place, an act of political sabotage and utter disrespect towards the country's leader. The lockout incident. Before the match even began, while the Prime Minister, our head of government, yes, Dr. Andrew Michael Walnes, was preparing to enter the stadium, something shocking happened. Report indicated that former Senior Superintendent of Police, SSP Steve McGregor, acting under the direction of his political handler, Colin Campbell, of the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, deliberately and with malice aforethought, ordered that the Prime Minister be locked out of the National Stadium for over 30 minutes. That's a height of disrespect. This is not the first Steve McGregor do something like this when it comes to people who are in GLP. He have done the same thing when he was in charge of Kingston Central Police Station to Bruce Golden at the Manat affair, at the Manat Inquiry downtown. Same police them call and tell me and them thing. They say a long time him a do them something there. Come a police them and a PMP, diehard PMP. And we're going to tell you even some more things. Even when they come on to Bebe, when they come on to Steve McGregor, when I go tell you say involved in like killing a baby, for Peter Bunting and all of that. Yes. At first, when I hear Peter Bunting, and when I hear Peter Bunting named to the death, the killing of the Rear Admiral guy when named Bebe, St. James, Montego Bay, Peter Bunting. I never say Steve McGregor involved in anything, but you're going to hear about that too. So think about that for a second. I tell the Prime Minister, I have said, I released the video of the man that they brought the man down at Jamaica, and 8 other men from Haiti to kill him. And him still a travel around with men with all of him bodyguard and with 9mm pistol. Jamaica, we have a high-powered criminals them in Jamaica. Man, no one a matic again, a base rifle. And I have told the Prime Minister over and over that they want to kill him. And he think that it's a joke, although he heard it from himself. I had released the man's recording of him in the Warwick Hill. Some people want to know how I had received that man in Warwick Hill, even conversing with a woman, and that's the guy named Guy Philippe. As I said before and I say again, I have family everywhere in the Kingston metropolitan area. And all of them are PMP. Every one of them are PMP, LGBTQ plus criminal organization, supporter, voter, and activist. It's just as the other day, plenty of them never vote. And them vote for Labour because I talk to them. Because them have respect for me, because you understand. So Colin Campbell of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal. Yes, before I start today's video, I'm just asking you members of the Jamaica Young Police channel, you know, to subscribe to this channel. United we win, that divided we lose. Because once we unite as a people, they can't beat us. It doesn't matter who they are. They can't oppress us or brainwash us with their lies to tell us that up is down and down is up. We know that in this world, most people worship money, but we worship God. Our money is only of this world. And people hate you when they speak the truth. So, moving on. Deliberately ordered that the Prime Minister be locked out of the National Stadium for 30 minutes. Steve McGregor. So think about that for a second. The man elected by the people to lead Jamaica, the same man responsible for ensuring the safety and prosperity of every citizen, was left standing outside waiting like an unwelcome stranger. It wasn't until the intervention of the Honourable Oliver Babsy Grange, a loyal patriot and Minister of Culture, that the gates were open and the Prime Minister was allowed to enter. So I don't had no role for that. All them things they are disrespect. Oh, you call the Prime Minister boy and you all on him. Nobody knows about that. You're not a Prime Minister. You understand? That will show you so them people have no love inside of them. You understand? I have never wanted to hear, people dirty laundry, but all of them things are really upsetting because this man is the best Prime Minister we have since 1989. And for a man like you, Steve McGregor, to show that kind of disdain and disrespect to the man, it's unsatisfactory. You have Babsy Green have to intervene. This wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a calculated act of political hostility, a show of contempt orchestrated by individuals who have, even after leaving the Jamaica Constabulary Force, continued to serve dark interests of a party that has a long blended corruption, immorality, and deception into its political DNA. I know that the people that will vote for the PMP the other day, these are people who have no soul. Them not no decent about them. They are criminal at heart. I say it right there and I say it again. Nobody can tell me. No one in Jamaica can tell me anything about the PMP. Born, raised, grow on them. See everything that they have done. PMP not produce anything good. Just criminals. No guy can't tell me nothing. Steve McGregor a countryman. Although I'm aligned with people who are in a Kingston, but they're not Kingstonian. When I say countryman, when I say people are country him come from, in born a country, man a Kingstonian, like me, we're born a Kingston. You understand? You can't go live in one place and say, you know, come from there. You have to born, you understand? So this is a man now who come from him country and the man gets deep in the politics. That the man would have really want to say the Prime Minister dead. I tell you, I hope the Prime Minister wife are listening, because him think although he knew, but you cannot allow your security detail to moving around with 9mm pistol. Because when they are coming, they are going to be coming with rifles. All your enemies them in a parliament, most of them who want to see you dead. When I talk about, for your sick, they want to see you dead. Your lifeless body. From Mark Golden go all the way right down. Including Steve McGregor now. A former police officer turned political operative. People have said a long time Steve McGregor a political activist from the police force. Let us call things by their name. Steve McGregor, once a senior superintendent in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, was never truly a police officer at heart. He was a political activist in uniform, a PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization loyalist, operating under the guise of law enforcement while pushing a partisan agenda. Steve McGregor was kicked out of the police force, and a KD night brought him back into the police force because I'm a PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization activist, voter, and supporter. I had spoken to him about it, and him said it wasn't like that, but that's what I heard then, and it was coming straight from people who work a special branch. A man with no longer here, Lucius Thomas, the Rear Admiral. You understand? I'm telling you, man, them people are real. These are best Jamaican people. I said Jamaica since 1989. Steve McGregor Association tells the story. Danai Williams, Peter Bunting, Mark Golding, and the now political radioactive Colin Campbell. And I can go on, George Pang, Little Miss. The man went as far as a Little Miss, that a Willie Agar's wife. The brother named Poochie from Menga Villa, Orange Villa. That I put up Poochie there with Little Miss. Steve McGregor bring Little Miss down to Kingston Central Police Station and I give police money for vote for PMP. All that police. I don't know if the police then did vote, but Little Miss was there giving police money for vote for PMP. Steve McGregor did that. They tell me say I lie, me I tell. I'm not afraid of a guy, a guy who can talk and them thing there. And them, you understand what I'm saying? But from you respect for police, because number one, April 29th, that's when I draw the line and them thing, because from you come out and defend the police, you're a criminal supporter. Steve McGregor, me say that without any apologies. Any police will support the PMP after April 29, 2025. You're not a police, you're a criminal minded person. And that's what he did. Because I'd expect him when the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization came out, said them a demonstrate against the police, them for Indicon charge them, said them about extrajudicial killing and a murder and all of these things. And he was silent. I know right then and there that this man was never a police officer at heart. It no matter where you come from, as a police that in your DNA, you support the police. But he was able to get even other corrupt police like Richie and all of these people to do things from harass youths in a Kingston Central Police area because they know say it's which political party they are affiliated with. We thought we pass all of them places. All them police there, the police them will threaten all the youth them say boy if them vote for Labour them will kill them. Richie all no come out of them thing there. The police are supposed to go on and intimidate people and I tell them who to vote for. The man is a criminal activist and supporter. Political activist in a uniform. Me not business what a guy want to say. No. Me not be willing to no guy. And no one, me's a patriot when I come on to Jamaica. Me love Jamaica. I want to see Jamaica back to the 80s where you understand where you can walk from concrete jungle to downtown. Don't appear. And nobody no ask you nothing. The JCF demands loyalty to the Constitution and the Jamaican people, not to a political party. When a former officer uses his position, experience and connection to disrespect or endanger the head of state, it is not only immoral, it's a threat to democracy itself. Disrespect to the office of the Prime Minister, there is something sacred about the office of the Prime Minister, regardless of one's political affiliation. The position must command respect. To undermine it is to undermine Jamaica's sovereignty and the rule of law. So when Steve McGregor and Colin Campbell colluded to embarrass Dr. Andrew Wallace on a night of national pride in front of citizens and foreign visitors, it was more than a political stunt. It was an assault on dignity of the nation. I am disappointed in Steve McGregor, and I see him as a corrosion, corrubuncus, and a dirty bungle. I'm going to say it without any apology. I don't want no guy nothing, no guy not a secret for me, because I'm a thief. I'm not involved in no criminality with me a police. I never give nobody no gunshot. Me never take no box of shot and give no man. No man, whether them that Warwick or Hill Rockford. Nobody, whether family or a friend. One time when I asked him, me tell him say, "You shot me game. I want to send him guy down a Madden." And he said, "Me a labor right." So that's how serious me take my oath of office as a police officer. And yet Steve McGregor did not stop there. On the night, it was an assault on the dignity of the nation. This was more than a political stunt. So according to reliable sources, he made statements suggesting harm or ill will towards the Prime Minister. A people that from within, that was there when all of this decision was made. Babsy Grange can confirm what I'm saying. I don't know if the Prime Minister know, or maybe he had suspected, or him just blew it off. Words that carry weight, especially from a man once entrusted with authority, a man who carried a firearm and commanded men in uniform. For a former officer to speak in a manner akin to wishing the Prime Minister dead, as report described, is unforgivable. It crosses a moral line that no patriot, no decent Jamaican can ignore. You can't do that. I'll get respect from me and him thing there. No, that's disrespectful. Evil at best. It crosses the moral line that no patriot, no decent Jamaican can ignore. So the hidden and behind the disrespect. Now let's examine the political puppeteer in this scenario. The puppeteer in this scenario, Colin Campbell, is no stranger to controversy. You remember I said this, I'm on we collect the check, you know. You understand? The check from the foreign company and lodge it to the account, the $30 million. I did a video about it. He has long been a strategist for the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, a group that's historically thrived on chaos, deceit, and the undermining of Jamaica's moral foundation. When Campbell give the okay to McGregor's to hack, it is a part of a broader strategy to provoke embarrassment, to sow division, to project the illusion that the government lacks control. But in truth, what it reveals is the desperation of a dying political movement. The PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization has lost its moral compass. Its members have transformed from statesmen into saboteurs. People so blinded by envy and bitterness that they will disrespect the highest office in the land just to make headlines, to show us why them bad. They're afraid of no boy. If you want to be Prime Minister, run and try to lead the party then. Instead of, you disrespect the man of the people them voted for. They never vote for the white man. Because a white man and a Jamaican, him a foreigner. And so it goes to show you that even you are a traitor yourself too. But so on a stay, because I'm just licky. And I'm a patriot. I mean, know a white man from England, you as a black man, you know say I'm not brown in you, and you run behind him. I'm sure so I'm not about to know anything, you know. Both a slave. So despite the provocation, Prime Minister Andrew showed extraordinary restraint and dignity. He did not respond with anger or vengeance. He remained calm, embodied the true spirit of leadership, a contrast to the small-mindedness of his detractors. This episode reminds us that character matters. The difference between a leader and a follower is not found in how they behave when praised, but in how they respond when provoked. Dr. Holness chose respect over revenge, dignity over disorder. What this means for Jamaica? This incident is a test of national conscience. Will we as the people tolerate open disrespect against our democratic elected leader? Will we allow partisan hatred to dictate how public servants behave? If a former SSP can obstruct and insult the Prime Minister today, what message does that send to the young police officers tomorrow? That loyalty is negotiable. The politics comes before a country. That you can wear the uniform of Jamaica but serve the flag of a party. You can't do that. Jamaica, as I said before, and I say, people who are PMP are not Jamaican. You'll never see the Jamaican flag at a PMP event. Never. No guy from no country or no town can't tell me nothing about the PMP. Born, raised around them, know everything. My yard a big yard at Jonestown, so anybody who come from Jonestown from back then know about big yard. No, my fellow Jamaicans, we cannot allow this rot to spread. We must demand accountability, call out treachery, and stand firm in defense of the rule of law. This behavior of Steve McGregor and his handler, Colin Campbell, was not just an embarrassment, it was a national disgrace. It reflects the depths to which some individuals have fallen. Men who once swore an oath to serve, protect, and respect the authority of the state, now behaving like political stooges, doing the bidding of a corrupt party apparatus. Let this be a wake-up call to all Jamaicans. We must draw a line between patriotism and partisanship. The Prime Minister's office represents Jamaica, not a political colour. And to former SSP Steve McGregor, remember this. Respect is earned, not demanded. Your years in uniform mean nothing if you use them to undermine the very country you once swore to defend. History will remember your action, but so too will the people. And in the end, Jamaica will always side with truth, respect, and leadership, not with those who serve the shadow. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica, Young Police Channel, out.